You guys won't believe what's just come out. The internet is boiling again, and yes, Meghan Markle is at the center of it all. A simple photo of little Archie barefoot in the garden has somehow spiraled into a full-blown media storm, and this time, Norton didn't hold back. On his show, Graham absolutely torched Meghan with that signature sharp British wit of his, mocking her so-called motherly moment as anything but royal. He joked that maybe Meghan's new parenting book should be called Barefoot and Clueless, and the audience erupted in laughter. But behind the humor, there was something deeper, a sting that questioned how Meghan, once hailed as the modern royal mother, keeps finding herself caught in the middle of criticism that seems to stick every single time. Now let's get real. Graham's jab might sound like typical celebrity banter, but it hit a nerve because it touched on something people have been whispering for years: Meghan's pattern of trying too hard to look relatable. The image of Archie running barefoot in the backyard was supposed to scream authenticity. Look, we're normal parents now, not royal robots. But instead, it came across as performative. It felt staged, almost like another PR stunt from Team Sussex to rebuild their family-friendly image. And that's exactly what made Graham's roast sting so much. He said out loud what millions of viewers were already thinking but didn't dare to say publicly. You see, every time Meghan tries to humanize herself, it somehow backfires. Remember the chicken coop photos? The garden meditation shots? It's like she's constantly curating her California royal aesthetic, but the audience sees through it now. Graham pointed out, in that sly tone of his, that royal simplicity doesn't have to come with a film crew, and that one line broke the internet. It wasn't just a joke, it was a mirror held up to Meghan's entire post-royal brand. She wanted the world to see a free, grounded mom, but instead, people saw a woman desperately trying to reclaim sympathy after a series of PR flops. And honestly, it's hard to ignore how calculated everything seems. The so-called private photos somehow end up on glossy magazines or timed social uploads that spark controversy at just the right moment. Graham's comments didn't come out of nowhere. He was reacting to a pattern that's become impossible to miss. Meghan has turned domestic simplicity into a branding tool, and every move feels like it's designed for clicks, sympathy, and brand leverage. The barefoot garden moment could have been genuine if it wasn't paired with that perfectly filtered lighting and suspiciously candid framing. People aren't buying it anymore, and that's exactly what Graham was laughing about, not the kid, but the contradiction in how Meghan presents herself. When you peel back the PR layers, this whole situation shows how Meghan's image keeps crumbling under the weight of her own strategy. She wants to be seen as down-to-earth, yet every gesture feels rehearsed. She wants to look relatable, yet somehow, everything turns into a controversy. And the British media eats it up. Norton's roast might have been comedy, but it exposed the tension between who Meghan wants to be and how she's actually perceived. It's that clash between Hollywood polish and royal expectation that keeps her in headlines for all the wrong reasons. And the fallout was immediate. Fans rushed to defend her, calling Graham's remarks insensitive, while critics said, "Finally, someone said what we've all been thinking." Social media split in two, one side accusing Graham of mockery, the other cheering him for cutting through Meghan's constant self-promotion. But the numbers don't lie. Clips of the show racked up millions of views in hours, and once again, Meghan's name became the most searched tag online. Whether she planned it or not, controversy keeps her relevant, and that's exactly why moments like these feel less like accidents and more like part of a well-rehearsed pattern. Here's the thing, Meghan knows the game. She's media savvy, sharp, and strategic. She's not out here stumbling into these moments by mistake. But the more she plays into the public eye, the more her authenticity gets questioned. And that's why Graham's roast struck a deeper chord. He wasn't just mocking a photo, he was calling out the disconnect between Meghan's image and her reality. A barefoot child in a garden shouldn't be news, but when it's Meghan Markle, it becomes a symbol of how every private act somehow becomes a public performance. At the end of the day, Meghan's PR machine might spin this into another unfair media attack, but let's be honest, she thrives in that tension. Every backlash fuels more headlines, more engagement, more brand visibility. Norton might have just been doing what he does best, turning the absurdity of celebrity culture into humor, but in doing so, he reignited a bigger conversation about Meghan's never-ending battle between control and criticism. And as long as that battle continues, the world will keep watching, laughing, arguing, and questioning what's real and what's carefully staged.